Hi everyone, welcome back to the Watch Insider. My name is Brian. I am joined tonight by Tim Masso.
Howdy folks.
Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of the Trading Desk. My name, Joshua Thanos. Here's my
I'm
partner.
Jason Main. Had a one-up
Cut
on
me
there.
off.
Here we have an FP Journe repetition minute. And so this is a watch that was actually just recently discontinued. Produced in stainless steel in small numbers. And one of the defining features of this watch, which you will see, are the minute repeater hammers on the front of the watch. And it is spectacular.
Okay, fire it up. 12:59, guys. Here it comes. Cool.
Exhale. Whew. Whew. I'm sweating a little bit there.
We'll do that one more time before the end of the show, I promise.
Yeah.
But yeah, great piece. First shown in 2008, launched in 2009. It's only 8.6 millimeters thick and about 40 millimeters in stainless steel. And that's a big deal, Brian. This is one of the few steel Journes you'll ever see.
Exactly. So he produces steel watches very rarely. I'd say the most recent, you have the steel set that he produced to end the 38 millimeter size watches. You have the steel
The Holland.
Holland and Holland piece, and you have this. And what's remarkable about this watch is the simplicity, how light it is, but at the same time, just having those hammers on the front. I think that, you know, when you have a minute repeater watch, like, you want to show it off. You want to sit there, and anybody that will listen, anybody that you can talk to, you want to just be able to show them, hey, look how cool this is. Yeah. And you know, if you have pretty much any other minute repeater watch, you have to take it off your wrist, which you're risking the thing falling to the ground.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's where you break your watch.
Yeah, and you turn it over to show the person. But this, you can leave the watch on your wrist and show them the watch in action. And to me, it is absolutely awesome. And they did produce a stainless steel bracelet for this watch.
Oh, that's sweet.
And we nicknamed at the office this watch the beater repeater.
It almost is.
It is. It's an everyday beater repeater.
And it's low enough under the cuff that you could wear it with anything. Let me show you one more time how all of this works. I'm doing my best to work with my cameraman. I can't get too close. We're relatively close to the camera. But let me fire this up one more time. And first, let me show you how you set a minute repeater for maximum impact. This is how you impress your friends. You set it to 12:59. So you want to set the watch to 12:59 because the way the minute repeater communicates the time is it first communicates the hours, so it would go to 12, and then it communicates the quarters after the hour with double chimes. So it's 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, and then finally it ends with the number of minutes corresponding to minutes after the most recent quarter. So if, for example, it's, I don't know, 59, you're going to hear quite a bit of action. Now, the nice thing about this watch is that it utilizes 2 patents. One reduces the size of the rack and snail that reads the time for the repeater, and one is for the scythe-shaped gongs. They're actually shaped like scythes. They're not conventional wire gongs that encircle the movement, as you'll find on other repeaters. So 2 patents, 8.6 millimeters thick, and yes, in case you were wondering and you're not familiar with current Journe, it has an 18-karat gold movement. So that's pretty cool. The slide is very minimal, as you can see. Fire it all up, and here goes. You know what you don't hear in there? You don't hear governor whine. It is a centrifugal governor with minimal noise produced. Basically a silent governor. All you hear is that sonorous melody, the tone, sustain, and volume of the chimes themselves.
Look at that polishing on the hammers, too.
Yeah, I'm not an FP Journe nerd. You guys know I've been constructively critical in the past. I have very little to argue here. This is a wonderful watch. Objectively, one of the best repeaters I've encountered.
Now the finishing on the hammer, it's almost like it's so polished that it's almost black.
Yeah, this is poly noir at its best. This is the real deal. This was all done by hand. When you see polish that is so optically smooth it directs lights only in one direction. As you turn it via certain orientations to the camera, you will see it turns black, reflecting light only in one direction, and that's the hammer we're talking about right there.
Yeah,
Plus,
this thing is awesome.
blue numerals and railroad rather than black for this very special piece. And full clasp. You don't get full clasps on most Journe watches.
All right, so theme of this or that picks essentially was just like
Super
off
sporty
the
chronos,
beaten
right?
path kind of chronographs, kind of sport watches you wouldn't normally think of.
I mean, these could not be mistaken for dress watches whatsoever.
Yeah, both very, very sporty, unapologetically so. Both sporting some carbon fiber.
Yeah.
This one, my pick, this week's this or that, is the 45 millimeter Ultralight. So it's a full carbon fiber case. Zenith El Primero movement. It's got a slightly skeletonized, basically relief dial, and I don't know if we could zoom in any farther than that, or not. Very cool relief cuts on the case. So if even further lighter, you can see the El Primero beating at 5 hertz. There, 50-hour power reserve. The watch is, I should have weighed it. I don't have a scale at my disposal, but it's unbelievably light. It
Well, for your days as a drug dealer, what do you think?
It feels like you're wearing a Swatch System 51. That's what it feels like. Not in quality, obviously, but just weight on the wrist.
Well, if this is a competition, I'd say in quality too. Yeah.
It's very cool. I personally don't normally like the El Primeros that have like the open heart or the escapement where you can see it, except for the new Defies.
Why?
But I in general don't like watches where you can like
see the
skeletonized. But this is readable, which is nice, and it does have the tricolor subdials, which I like.
It's only 2 colors.
No, it's like a charcoal, a gray, and a blue. You also have the date at the 6
Charcoal's
o'clock.
different than gray. Okay, understood.
Yeah, charcoal, for those of you that are colorblind, is a scale of gray, but different, obviously, than the gray that's on the dial.
I guess I must be
So
colorblind.
after
blue
I'm
and gray
done,
on that dial,
yeah.
dude.
So as soon as I'm done talking about the date, I'll hand you the watch and you can take a look at it.
All right, might toss it across the room.
So you got a continuous date wheel that goes all the way around the watch. You can see, and then there's some red behind where you see the date at the 6 o'clock. So it just shines through. It's got kind of like a cool technical look to it. It's obviously very sport inspired, and then it's 45 millimeters, but with the weight, it kind of wears a little bit more comfortable than that.
What's the retail on that?
This is posted just short of 10. I think the retail is like 14.4, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so pre-owned, you're gonna find it for 10.
Yeah, it's mint. It's very nice.
Yeah, that one's nice. Deployant buckle too.
Yeah,
So
deployant.
that's one
really
thing
nice.
that you're gonna have. I'll go ahead and concede that immediately. The deployant on the Zenith is a much better system than in the Blancpain. So the watch I picked to go up against Jason's.
I forgot to.
What'd you do?
Do you want to see the 2 different colors of gray on the dial?
It's gray and blue, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's all that exists on that dial. But
Okay.
all right. So here is another. Well, I guess you would say there's 3 colors in this dial. There's white.
Nope.
There's black, and there's red, Jason. So those are 3 different
That's
colors.
orange.
All right. So let's go ahead and get a close up. So what I have here is the Ella Evolution Chronograph Flyback Grand Date Limited Edition. That's literally the name of this watch. It's from Blancpain.
Mouthful.
So the Ella Evolution watches were made as like an offshoot of those Lamborghini watches. So if you watch Tim's video, as I did many times on this watch, you're going to know that, yeah, this watch was designed with the Lamborghini designers as well. So it doesn't share the name, but it has a lot of car-inspired design. So this is absolutely, without a doubt, a sport chronograph. So Blancpain is a smaller manufacturer than Zenith. I guess you would hope that they would have better qualities. Probably about the same. I'd say it's probably a half a step above Zenith. In terms of finishing, let's see. I'm going to flip this inside out. There we go. Here, let's go ahead and get a close-up of the movement. There you go. So this is a very much like a brushed steel car engine inspired movement. What'd you say, Jason?
That's not what I would say. But
What would you
that's
say?
what you would say.
Tell me.
To be honest, I don't dislike that watch entirely. I think the strap's a little ridiculous.
Why? So
I just
well, it's
it seems a
Alcantara,
little-
which is very expensive and actually holds up really, really well. So it looks
Okay.
like suede, but Alcantara, if you guys know anything about it, is made specifically for like car interiors to hold up to like wear and tear, but have the suppleness of like a the suede that will fall apart almost immediately on your wrist. So it's Alcantara. I think it's rubber on the inside. The strap is very expensive. It's it has elements of carbon fiber, so it echoes what's on the bezel. Again, this watch is so it's titanium, sapphire, and carbon fiber. That's what the watch is made of. It probably weighs the same, if not less
And
than.
oh no, it's definitely heavier than this piece.
You think so?
But one of the cool things is if you look, both pieces are like
Yep.
very sport inspired and have the lug cutouts.
Right.
So that carries through.
So you see the exactly. So it's all sport inspired.
It's a little bit of a yesteryear Blancpain. Like people
Sure.
don't tend to think about these when they
The L
they think
Evolutions
of
don't
right.
do well through retail. That's why this watch had. So this watch, for example, we have this list on our website for 12,450. I believe this watch had like a 27,000 retail, if not higher.
Yeah.
Right. So it's. I think it's a great option, especially at the price point. You can pick it up pre-owned, like new condition. It's a watch you can wear in your Lamborghini, Jay.
Yeah.
Whereas you're going to be wearing that in your Mitsubishi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
All right. So
All right, so let's see what the poll says.
Josh lost.
Do we have a poll today?
Is
Can we
there
set that up?
Is there a poll? Let's pull it up. Oh, look at that!
Oh, I didn't wait.
I
let
did
me-
not see that coming.
Oh, I didn't vote either. So hold on. Let's go ahead and tip that scale, baby.